Good evening and welcome everybody to another session of the Phoenix Spiritual Coach here. Thank you very much for joining us, and yeah, always a pleasure to do my show and connect with the community on a wider scale. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and get as many people on and contributing towards the questions, so that myself and my guest this evening, Colin Walker, can obviously answer those as best as we possibly can. And I'm sure, given Colin's extensive background, there will be very detailed answers, not only from myself, but more so from him. So that'll be very interesting. But it is my great pleasure this evening to introduce Colin Walker from Minorca Conscious Group. So Colin, would you like to join me in the studio and we will get things started, please?
Great. Great. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you, Jordon. Thank
Nice
you.
To see you too.
Thank you to yourself and sptv for inviting myself and Spirit onto this very progressive space.
I'm sure it'll be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, I know you from your own group, but just give our viewers a little bit of background in short about yourself, just as an introduction, and then we'll do some kind of hellos to our audience this evening, and then start getting the contributions with regards to tonight's questions that they want to pose.
Great. Okay, let's go for it. So the background, as you can see, is the door behind me, because I'm in a hotel. So background, the background is, it's too long, to be honest. Like most of us, we've got all different experiences with Spirit, and we all feel blessed, same as myself. Main thing, what I experienced was a huge full-blown awakening, where what transformed my entire life. So the old Colin kind of dissolved completely, and the new one ripened or arose out of those ashes, so to speak, and connected with,
like the Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just going to say, similar to the Phoenix rising out of the ashes. Amazing, yeah. And it was, but the biggest thing was light. Everything about the experience was light, and that's been the same for many, many years since. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. And our spiritual awakening is unique to us. We all go through something similar, but it's very unique to each individual. So, loved the joke at the beginning, by the way. You made me laugh, so that's good.
Well, you've just said something, to be honest, Jordon, you've just said something which I find really important and very beautiful. We are unique, aren't we? Everybody and everybody's experience is unique to them. And that should, I'm a big believer that should be respected to the utmost we possibly can. That everybody's, even though we're all walking on a spiritual path, if there is a path, which we can debate later. But as far as the uniqueness, and I know some people are not always comfortable with saying, we are unique, but we are who we are, and that beauty of the diversity in everybody else is, I think, really something very profound inside each of us when we look at others and see their path and what's going on with them and their light shining and emitting and helping and working with Spirit, especially saving Spirit, is absolutely wondrous. So
I agree. I mean, obviously, some people might be uncomfortable with the word unique, but I mean, if you're on this path, you just need to remember that you are responsible for your own individual self, and you put your own individual self and the highest form of that and who you want to be, and live to those values, and the Spirit will help you do that, I think. I mean, obviously, just quickly, 2 years ago, I was still on the cruise ships traveling the world, repatriating people throughout COVID and stuff like that. It was a game changer for me. And then I decided, right, it's time to come back to my spiritual path, and here I am now. I would never have thought I would have been doing this, and it's thanks to obviously Colin and the rest of the community to support all of us doing our own individual unique platforms, whether that's open circles or whatever it is. We all bring something different, and that's what makes us who we are. As long as there's a sense of community, then I think we're happy segue there, really.
Yeah, I agree totally. I mean, we should encourage. We should do our best as much as we may focus on our, analyze it and observe through mindfulness or contemplation or meditation, whichever form anybody does. We should always encourage others to do the same when we can. We're here to positively support and encourage each other, so to speak. And that for me that comes under spirituality. Spirituality is the action, what we present or emit, if you like. Spirit is almost, we could say, like spirit is like the knowledge bank of the cosmos. Spiritualism is where this knowledge moves and we all go and collect it, like a sorting office or a post office. That's spiritualism. We go in, gather the knowledge, and we analyze it, dissect it, absorb what we feel vibrates and resonates with us, and we let go of the others, and then we put it into action. And that, for me, is where humanity is at the moment. We're now seeing the action of spirituality more by the day, which is beautiful, absolutely stunning to see.
Yeah, I agree, especially since obviously the start of COVID and so many awakenings and what have you. Yeah, I mean, we just need to be there for people no matter where they are, whether they're at the beginning of the spiritual journey or at the end or whatever. We all do that, don't we? Move around to go, oh, that's not quite fitting now. I've learned what I need to learn there. I need to go somewhere else. That's also how I came across you and various other people in the business. You know what I mean? So you just please follow your gut and your own spirit guides if you're being pulled to something with regards to that. You won't go far wrong, to be honest. So let's say hello to a few people then. So we've got Ashley from Spiritual Counselling. Good afternoon.
Hello, Ashley.
Myself and Colin. Yeah, and everybody here. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Okay, so I believe that Ashley is also stepping in on Paul Bannister's show tonight at 8 o'clock. So she'll be hosting, and her guest this evening will be one of the other sptv presenters, David Hale. So please don't forget, that starts at 8 o'clock after, obviously, our show finishes here around about 7:15. So yeah, big shout out to Ashley who's stepping in. Big bits to fill, but I'm sure she'll manage that.
Yeah, good luck, Ashley.
So who else is online? South Wales, Elizabeth Jones.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Good evening, Elizabeth. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, Rebecca Whelan, regular. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Yeah, so we've got Jennifer GR. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, Jennifer.
Angelina.
I'm looking at some of these pictures, what they've all got on. Angelina, hi, Angelina.
Pictures will be coming into focus later on when we do some live readings. Right, okay, that's the person I'm drawn to. Hi, Helen. Nice to see you, as always.
Melvin. Hi, Melvin.
Melvin, yeah. Somerset, lovely part of the UK. Yeah. Judith, good evening. Hello. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's going to be a great show. So, Tonya, good evening. Welcome, everybody. Please like, share, get as many people on as possible. Start posing your questions as well, please.
Hi, Victoria.
Myself and
Elena.
My guest this evening, Colin Walker, fabulous medium himself and spiritual advisor, I would say, like the rest of us. Wealth of knowledge, so let's tap into that and get some questions. Good evening, Tia Morgan. Yeah, no Tia.
Hi, Tia. Hello. Yeah. Lovely to see you all. Kim.
Okay, Kim. Thank you, Richard. Our producer in the background. Right, good evening, Tim Turner. Kim, even, sorry, Tim.
Tim Kerner.
Put the false
Tim Turner.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. Please like, share, follow. Start posing your questions. Richard will forward them on to me as usual so that we can see them on screen here in the studio. And myself and Colin will obviously do our best to answer those. Okay.
Hi, Laurie. We didn't miss you. Hi, Laurie. Sam B. Hello, Sam.
I love purple love hearts. That's like one of my signatures. You just get my attention when you do that. I love the dog as well. That's cool. With
So
its
cute.
little neckerchief on.
It looks like fur pajamas.
Well, it might be actually. I thought it was like a neckerchief. Do tell us and correct us if we're wrong. Good evening, Kim
Hi,
Prince.
hi Kim.
That's
Good
that's a
afternoon.
bit of a tongue twister. That if you said that the wrong way, it would sound like something else. Um,
Oh, Katie.
yes, I did say it right. Katie knew it. Yeah, Jade Fleming. Good evening. Good
Good
evening,
evening,
all.
Jade. Hi,
Please
Jade.
pose your questions
From
as well,
Crow.
so that
Is
we
it
can
Crow or
obviously
Kroll? Kroll, isn't it? From Kroll.
roll. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Brilliant.
lovely. Yeah, good evening, Jade. So let's have some more names. Share the love. Please like, share, follow. Don't forget that obviously you've got sorry, Ashley Oliver stepping in on behalf of Paul Bannister at 8 o'clock, and her guest this evening will be David Hale. So that's something to look forward to at 8 o'clock. But let's get those questions firing through
Hi,
social
Anne.
media. Yeah, good evening, Anne, Ivor. Yeah. Okay, so obviously the first half of our show, if you don't already know, is obviously Q's and A's. So if you pose your questions, we'll do our best to answer them between now and the commercial break. Okay. And then after the commercial break, myself and Colin, I will do a couple of readings to end our show this evening. And yeah, hope you like the show. So yeah, fire those questions across to us. The sooner we have our first question, the sooner we can get things kicking off. Good evening, Bets. Hand pinky waving. Judith Somerville. Okay, Judith. Hi.
Hi, Judith.
What's your feelings on ascension of the new Earth? Oof, that is a question and a half.
I love this one.
Do you want to go first, Colin, or would you like me to?
No, off you go. I'm happy.
I knew you were going to do that. Right, okay. I think this is really down to personal choice, really, depending on what you read and who you're reading, to be honest. My own personal feelings in relation to the ascension of the new Earth is very much along the lines of obviously one of the well-known spiritual kind of gurus and teachers, which is Diana Cooper. I do read a lot of her stuff, which kind of sits and resonates with me. And it's not only about, you know, if we go back to Atlantean times, the Earth was still 3D, but the race of the Atlanteans were 5-dimensional, whereas New Earth is not only Earth going into 5-dimensional, but it's actually human existence moving into that. So we're actually going to become more powerful and fully aligned with the actual planet that we live on. If you want to put it like that, some people don't believe it's a planet, but just a choice of words there. And I think if we all put our best step forward and just come from that place of the heart, and like, obviously we are all open to spirit here, you won't go far forward. Are you going to be challenged? 100%. I was recently challenged in a massive way, but you know, you've just got to take that and know that spirit are testing you before something else big comes in. So yeah, please just follow your heart, feel the vibrations of it. There are huge, massive energy shifts happening at the moment. The last one obviously has been a bit kind of, you know, all over the place a little bit. There's a lot of people struggling with that. But things will start calming down in the next month or two. So do you want to add anything to that, Colin?
Yeah, if it's okay. I was
Absolutely.
really good question, Judith, to be honest. Ironic in a way, because I was thinking about this aspect just before we started when I was standing outside getting some fresh air before I came in. And it was to do with the global shift in human consciousness, which is obviously relating to what you're saying. So there's a couple of aspects here. The ascension is one thing, new earth is another. But regarding the ascension, we are undergoing a process. We can liken it as if we are souls, if we want to refer to ourselves as souls. I think we probably still haven't discovered who and what we really are yet. The ascension might reveal that. What we do know is that we are fields of energy, vortices, spirals, blast of cosmic energy, like so to speak, which has got a consciousness or an awareness, and we've diluted our awareness, put it into this physical body, born into this world, and the attempt, if you like, is for each of us now to expand our psychic awareness, and our ascension of consciousness takes place simultaneously. So what we've got taking place at the minute is a psychic expansion with an ascension of consciousness, or an ascension of awareness. And as we ascend our awareness, we then can tap into a pure vibrations of light, so to speak, cosmic light. And then we draw those light, those vibrations of light within the body. We then transmit and emit that energy out into and around the world, our local environment, national environment, and global environment. So the ascension is absolutely stunning for me, from my understanding. We can see through the past that what's taken place is, as we've incarnated through each incarnation onto the planet, we've started off at a specific chakra, and the chakra represents a level or vibration of awareness. And we've reached a point from the lower chakras now. We're moving up from the heart to the throat, the third eye, and the crown, and beyond. And this is where we're really starting to ascend our awareness and consciousness and tap into what we think and believe, which for me is completely true, 100%. We're tapping into cosmic beings now, other dimensions, multi-layered dimensions, multi-dimensional aspects of awareness. And all of this together, collectively, nobody's going to be left out of this. Nobody on the planet. Every soul on the planet is here to awaken. Whatever we may deem their journey, it's important we focus on ours, and yet not have this selfish attitude, which we've seen on the planet at the moment, to let go of our grasping, and our focus of attention be with the light. And all this lot put together collectively will bring about what you're referring to as the new air. So we can say, in a nutshell, as we awaken and expand our awareness and ascend our consciousness, the earth's vibration is also changing. So it's not as if, we've got to be cautious, because it's not as if when we open up to these multi-dimensions that they're just all sudden appearing to us. It's our mind, they've always been there. Our consciousness is now starting to sense them. So we're at a major cosmic shift, point of cosmic shift. And it's going to take us somewhere, which likely, we can only perceive when we go into that stillness and get a glimpse of the future. And we'll see the new earth as this vibrating plane of vibrant colors and beauty, where there's no hate, no pain, no suffering, there's no negativity whatsoever, because that won't be able to exist in that light. So we're actually moving and helping create this wonderful future for everybody. And I'm not saying, a select few. Nobody has a monopoly on spirit. This is all of us as a collective mind, which has agreed somewhere along the line for all of us to come here and play this specific role in order to create this new earth. We've got to be cautious. Finally, we've got to be cautious that we just view what's going on and simply accept the beauty of it, and try and keep our own ego out of it. Because sometimes we can have a tendency to think, well, I'm doing this, I'm helping this, and I'm helping in that way. And the I then starts overtaking it. So, but, I'm going to pause there, because you'll start me off.
No, absolutely. I mean, I knew that Colin would give you a more in-depth answer to me, which is why he's one of my guests. But no, I mean, I have to agree, with a lot of what Colin said there, hopefully, then the people that are here to do what they need to do, whether it's through, soul contracts or whatever else you believe in, etc., we're all here to raise not only our own vibration, our communities, and the planet. As long as we come from those upper heart chakras, we will make what is deemed to happen, happen,
Yeah.
according to certain authors, we'll say. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, totally, Jordan.
Yeah.
Thought is everything. Thought, what we think, we materialize.
Right. Okay. So thank you very much first, Laurie, for your question. Do you have any daily routines that you feel are most beneficial? Yeah. I mean, for myself, I'm very aware that, I'm very susceptible to other people's energies. I live alone. So as soon as I go across my front door, I live in a busy city. I'm literally, as I take my dogs out, I'm very much about bringing my own energy in and protecting myself so that I'm not picking up anything from other people, because that does affect me. Over and above that, I try to live as healthy a lifestyle as I possibly can, from what I eat, to doing meditations at certain times of the day. I do a little bit of spirit writing, etc. And then obviously I do other things as well throughout the week. So it's not only just a daily thing, it's a weekly thing for me sometimes. And I think that gives a sense of, purpose on a personal level, that you're kind of like on the right path, from my own point of view. But also, I also ask, am I on the right path? And is it for the benevolence of not only myself, but the whole collective, generally speaking? So yeah, I mean, I find having a structure and routines, rituals, whatever you want to say there, is definitely beneficial. And you will see a difference when you commit to these things, if you don't already do that. Colin?
Yeah, yeah, I agree, Jordan, totally, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's, hi, Laurie. Thanks for your question. The answer is yes, I do. I think it's important that everybody, once they have had their awakening, so to speak, it can be termed other things, but once somebody steps onto the path, then it's really important that they initially create a spiritual practice, their own kind of rituals, prayers, mantras, whatever you do, whatever vibrates comfortably with you. My personal one, and which is also the most important for me, is to generate light, to breathe light in and go into stillness, to still the mind. Practice as such as meditation, etc., and mindfulness. And one of the top five, what I believe is important for everybody, is self-analysis on a daily or weekly, whatever you do. Self-analyze, but do it in a gentle fashion, not without judging yourself and criticizing, etc. It's check yourself where you are on your path, and your mind, your body, speech, actions, etc. And at the end of the day, you could just sit down in the evening and go, okay, I'm going to enter that stillness within. I'm going to observe my own awareness and the day and how this energy, so to speak, as a mass conducted itself. Now, some people might not be comfortable with using that specific system, but what it does do is really gives you a good sense of self-reflection, and you find lots of real relevant pointers for your next move, for your next path, for your next step on your path. So yeah, daily routines are very important. Prayers and shining the light, breathing light in, and obviously, because when we step on this path, like Jordon referred to earlier, what's happening is the way, or the reason why this change is taking place is because we've got cosmic waves coming at us. And these waves are like an ocean. but the waves of energy, the waves of light, and they're moving through our etheric field and auric field and field of energy. And they're affecting us so much on a daily basis. And if we understand we've got more than just the physical body, we've got an etheric body, a spiritual body, an emotional body. So you can imagine we've got minimum of 7 other forms of energy, which we can refer to as bodies of energy. And they've all been affected. So sometimes we just need to have a little bit of discipline, our own self and our own mind. It's important to be mindful and watch our mind. And at that point, in conjunction with our spiritual guides, because our spiritual guides will step in. If we open sufficiently to them, they will step in and they will show us the best path, the best route, if you like, and different aspects what maybe we would like to look at and dissolve in order to shine brighter, so to speak. So I always do it in conjunction with spiritual guides every single day. It's always with guides. It's never just with Colin on his own. I do it in conjunction with that. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, Colin, to be honest. Very in depth. And I would agree, you know, a lot of people I find kind of just go into meditation and they go, oh, right, okay, I need to meditate. I'm on my spiritual journey. I need to kind of like become present. But it's more than that, isn't it? You need to, like you say, you know, become aware of what your ritual is, or you know,
yeah,
habit, as some people call it, and then breathing in that pure, you know, God light, white light, whatever you want to say there, and really checking in yourself, whether it's daily, weekly, you know, and you know, self analysis is really important. But as Colin said, judgment is not so important. You know, don't judge other people for what they're doing, because we don't know what's happening. And you know, we might know certain things, but we don't know enough about everything that's happening in somebody else's life. So try not to be overcritical and judgmental of self. You know, your path is your path. And literally just go, oh, right, okay, that doesn't feel right. I've missed something there. Right, okay, how do I readdress that? How do I bring that back into alignment? And then just step forward with those little steps and ask for that guidance. If you feel a little bit kind of like, oh, that's not quite right or whatever, that's what I do regularly throughout the day. If something happens, not so much now because I don't feel like I need to do that, but definitely in the beginning I was doing it a lot more. So hopefully, Laurie, that answers your question quite in depth.
Can I jump on that with you, Jordan?
Yeah.
Very sorry. That, because you just used a really important word, and I think this is, I mean, for me, like seriously important word on this pathway for all of us, and it's not judgment. From my own experience and what I've encountered regarding the light and the awakening, etc., even if we ascend to the point of an angelic presence around us, okay, judgment is an illusion. It doesn't actually exist. We've created the negative side of our ego has created this thing called judgment. It doesn't actually exist. So I think when going back to the new earth and moving into that ascension aspect in the future, we'll see that the more people awaken, the more they'll dissolve that, well, let's call it a delusion, because that's what it is. It's incorrect thinking. And I know this is quite sensitive topic, judgment, because, you know, a lot of people like to go, well, I have the right to judge. Then that's explaining really where it comes from. It's coming from the I. I can judge. Well, the I is the ego, which then goes, okay then. And once we start unfolding this and we start looking, it starts leading to insecurities within us, etc. And the need for attention, and you know, there's so many aspects to this. But judgment itself does not exist, from my personal experience of dissolving who Colin used to be and reaching this point. It really is a trick of the mind, and I can't wait till I see that one wiped out the book of the dictionary, because it's used in so many ways and so many people feel, even within themselves, that others are judging them. So, and comparison, please don't compare. Remove comparison. Don't compare yourself to anybody. So I just wanted to step in with that judgment aspect, because it's a big one for me.
No, 100%. And the comparison thing there is, you know, we went, if you go back to what we said originally, you know, everybody is unique. Everybody just needs to live their own true, authentic self. And if you compare yourself to somebody else, and it's fine to have those people that you aspire to, that's different. But don't compare yourself. Just say, oh, right, okay, I aspire to be like that, and I can see similarities in me and that person.
Totally.
That's a more positive route. You know, that's what I try to do, especially in the coaching side of stuff that I do. You know, I see similarities with people, but I try not to kind of like step into those judgment calls and compare people, because at the end of the day, you don't know fully why people are doing that. But the judgment thing for me is, you know, like you said, Colin, it's a word. It's got a lot of power behind it. We tend to use it as a like a barrier, or some people use it as a bit of a boundary and a defense mechanism. But at the same time, when you kind of like live and breathe spirituality, or you get to that point, certain words that are so commonly used and vibrationally, when before your spiritual awakening, you would naturally do these things. But actually, as everything starts crumbling and the true authentic self becomes more evolved, you actually then go, it's not my place to judge that person.
Yeah.
That just totally falls to the wayside. And you go, oh, I see similarities in that person. And you then see, oh, you might not know, but then you'll be like, oh, I can see that that person's been through a lot of pain and suffering and whatever. And then you come from that heart space, which is what we should all be doing in order to raise everybody's vibration. So it links into obviously quite a lot of the other questions that have been posed. But thank you for the question. It was a great question. Yeah. So good evening, Bet Davis. So is automatic writing normally inspirational? I think it can be, but I do know people that don't do automatic, sorry, that do automatic writing, and they would argue that it's not inspirational. So I think that depends personally where you're coming from, because without you realizing it, intentionally and unintentionally, you are kind of setting intentions of, right, okay, I'd like to do inspired writing, or I'd like to do spirit writing. And then it just, obviously, it flows, you know that it's coming from spirit, etc. But it's an interesting one, because the inspirational part is that one thing can be inspirational to one person because of what they've gone through, but it might not be inspirational to another person. So I would say that all automatic writing in some way, shape, or form is inspirational, you know, and I'll leave that there and let Colin expand.
Yeah, beautiful. Brilliant question, Beth. I'm smiling about this because I have a personal thing about writing, especially all things spiritual. So now then, is automatic writing normally inspirational? Like Jordon, all writing is inspirational. The key here is to understand, and I really want to say thank you for the question, Beth, because you've actually, behind this question, is a source of something. And it's the reference to energy, wavelengths, frequencies, and vibrations. So when we look at, if we call them gifts, so to speak, spiritual gifts. I know some people don't like calling them gifts. I do. I like the sound of gift. It sounds precious. But it's just personal to me. So if we look at all spiritual faculties or abilities as gifts, then let's go through some of them: mediumship, trance, healing, psychic phenomena, etc. So as in psychic messages, auric readings, etc. You name it. If we perceive each one as made up of many vibrations. Okay, so that then indicates we start going deep into understanding the frequencies of what something may or may not be. So in the form as automatic writing, we can say, okay, it's normally associated with a individual sitting down. There's a spirit or a discarnate soul present, and that discarnate soul is basically taking over the handwriting of that individual physically. So therefore, the hand just moves on its own without any input from the individual, but all the input coming from the discarnate soul. Okay, so that's one vibration of automatic writing. You can say that's the purest form of automatic writing. And then we've got other forms. Now, I'm separating them both here, and this is one of the reasons why I'm laughing, because there's automatic writing and there's inspirational writing. Now, inspirational writing can come from your own purer vibrations of consciousness. Some would say your higher self. I don't like using the term higher self, but I get why it's used. So we're talking about vibrations of our own consciousness, what our mind, our everyday mind, can tap into. Therefore, we then go into a slightly altered state because we're tuning to these purer vibrations of our own awareness and we can say on a higher level, purer, higher level. And therefore, we can then create inspirational writing. So if that makes sense. So what we've got happening here is we need to understand the frequency of that specific aspect, what's taking place, because the frequency of an inspirational writing is one frequency, and the frequency of automatic writing is a totally different one. So I hope that's kind of cleared it up a little bit.
I think that's cleared it up. I think that's definitely cleared it up. I mean, it's similar to what I said, automatic writing, and is it inspirational? It can be, you know.
Yeah.
What I'd say to you is if you do this bit, or anybody else that's watching, is know the difference whether you've got a spirit that's obviously coming in energetically to take over your own energy and write what needs to come in, or are you just sitting in obviously a pre-meditative state, and you've connected, and then you come out, and then you literally write from your higher self. And I know that that's a terminology a lot of people don't like, but you know,
yeah,
there's a huge difference in my opinion. So, but I would argue that writing is inspirational to one person, and it might not be to another. Depending on obviously what resonates with that person, and we're all individually unique. So the inspirational point is, a huge question mark that you've put against it, and I would agree with that actually, because if you are writing from your higher self, I would say it would probably be more on a sort of personalized level rather than an external level of working with spirit. And I hope that obviously answers your question, but
yeah,
great question.
Totally correct, Jordan.
Yeah. And I've never had that question before, but it was a great question. So thank you very much, Bet.
Thank you, Bet.
Next question.
I wanted to know what. I'm curious what Bet actually thinks herself.
Well, I mean, Bet, what's
question?
Send us your own comments with regards to your own question. What's your thoughts, on it before we give you our opinions? So yeah, please do share. You're not going to help us; you're going to help the community, and that's what it's all about. Right?
Yeah, she's
resonates with you, so thank you. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Thank you so much. Have we got another question, Richard? Okay. Ooh, right. Okay. Large text. Can anyone develop the ability for mediumship? And if so, how do we strengthen this ability? I have conversations with my daughter and receive what I feel are her responses. Okay, so that's, quite a question. Okay, so can anybody develop the ability for mediumship? My personal opinion on this is absolutely. Okay, we all have that ability. Some people have what I would say, and they're more open to this and would have a natural ability to kind of expand their mediumship at the start of their journey if they wish to do that. Other people, you know, the different variables of this, some people just get it, some people just don't, yeah? And it takes them a little bit of while because they're more kind of like, you know, on the knowledgeable side, well, how does it work? How do I know the difference? So they're more of a deep thinker, I guess, than the practical side of it. But, you know, everybody's unique. In short, I believe everybody has the ability to do the mediumship. How do you strengthen this? You strengthen it by going to development groups, sitting in meditation or the power or the silence, as people call it. Yeah. Building up that trust with not only your spirit guides, understanding when the energy is coming in and your guides working with you, understanding when they're stepping back, understanding when you've got a communicator and you've not got a communicator, the difference between the energies that are coming in. And then obviously with regards to yourself, picking up on what you feel is your daughter's responses. So you're picking up the energy within our auric field if you're picking this up on a psychic level, then, aren't you? So, I mean, do you want to be doing that? Is that causing problems? That's the kind of question I would ask. I would say to you, maybe strengthen your own protection, but involve your daughter in that protection, because we do get those cues from other people that were around energetically, if they're not kind of like protecting themselves. Stuff is in that auric field, and we can pick it up. But that's one of the reasons why I protect myself so much, to be honest, because I don't want to be picking up on everything with everybody. But I get that you're obviously relating this to your daughter. I don't necessarily want to be picking up everything from a family member, I'll say. I'll give you an example of this. My sister uses her spiritual journey in a different way. She's a mental health practitioner, and she doesn't do mediumship, but I do know that she can do it. But she uses the skills and the abilities that she's got within the profession she does. Never kind of like opens it up, but is always picking up information around patients and things like that. But from an ethical point, she would never use it. And I always say to her, maybe you shouldn't do that because it kind of causes a few more issues. What's your take on this then, Colin?
Yeah, yes. Few bits in this, isn't there? Thank you so much, Kim. Beautiful question. Again, this is to do with light. The more we shine our light, the more easy it is to develop mediumship, to be honest. But I'd like to answer the second part first, which is having conversation with your daughter and receive what I feel. Am I right in thinking your daughter's in spirit, Kim? This is the thing, what that seems to be saying. Or am I misreading this? Like she's having conversations. Anyway.
So at first I thought it was my own thoughts of how I thought she would have responded to me at the beginning. Yeah, to trust that is actually her. Okay. Yeah,
thank you so much. Yeah, well, you're actually self-developing as you're going along, Kit. As you've just described it, you thought it was your own thoughts, and now you're kind of beginning to trust that it's actually it, which is this. Well, there's several layers to this, so I'm going to try and speed it up. First thing, we know that big word is trust, but the key to mediumship more than anything is if our mind is active, our awareness is expanded sufficiently. Because what we're looking at, every message is psychic. And please bear with me when I say this, but there's a difference between a psychic message and a message what comes from a disc on the top. Now, I'm not going to go into the teachings of the details of that, but the psyche is the mind, i.e. our awareness or consciousness. So therefore, we're using that every time we either give a psychic what's referred to as a psychic message, or we use the psychic when our mind when we're communicating with the spirit realms, this kind of souls or cosmic beings, ETs, whatever we you know, the individuals communicating. So that's one aspect. I'd like to say, and it's important to say this, that yes, everyone, totally what Jordon said, everyone can do mediumship. Nobody's got the monopoly over mediumship. No medium is say, okay, I'm the only person who can do this. Because we've all got a mind, and therefore, if we've got a mind, we can go into an altered state and tune into the vibrations of the light of spirit, so to speak, and other frequencies. However, so what you're doing is self-developing here, because now you're beginning to trust. And as your barriers come down, that you're opening up slightly more and more. And this is key, because how do we develop it further? In the beginning of the question, one word: practice. Practice, practice, practice. Anybody who wishes to develop their mediumship, it's the single most important thing is to practice. So any circles or services or groups, like Jordon said, development group, etc. Any Zoom meetings where there's open circle going on, where there's an opportunity to practice. And I would say to every single person, if you want to develop your mediumship, you've got to practice it. Why? Because how do we learn to ride a bike and become proficient in that? How do we learn to ride a car? Everything we do with our physical body, what we become adept at and capable of doing, has taken practice. Mediumship is exactly the same. It follows the same kind of pattern. So mentally, we're going to stretch our mind, give it that ability and agility to then expand constantly. Right, thank you, Kim. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, okay. We'd like to come back to that. But as far as mediumship is concerned, it's about shining the light and going into, imagine if you're in a building, and some people will go from one room to the other, and they'll just open the door a little bit ajar, and they'll pop their head round, and the spirit's trying to get through and go, okay, I want to give you this information. And some people open and close that door. The idea really, and ultimately what we're all going to do, is the room's not going to have any door on it. It's not even going to have any walls on it. You know, the whole building, we're going to be completely open. And then, similar to what Jordon said, it's so important that we learn to protect our mind. I've always had a golden rule: be open, because Spirit's been helping us since we landed on the planet, to be open and be aware of them. And the key is to learn how to protect our energies. And when necessary, if the external energies are too strong and powerful for us, then we withdraw our light, so to speak. We just draw our energies back in, we come close back, focus on the physical, focus on the earthly stuff. That helps ground us a little bit. And therefore, our space around us in our auric field can maintain a clarity, if that makes sense. Well, this is a subject what we can open completely. So practice.
Yeah, 100%. I would definitely say, get yourself in a development group to start with. And then, you know, whether it's an in-person circle in a Centre's church or whatever, wherever you are, or online, and you know, sometimes just sitting in a circle and observing other mediums and how they work, how they self-discipline. All those cues are in how they work. So, you know, I have a lot of people that do that in my circle. I'm sure Colin does as well, because he does similar work to myself. We both do development, we both do open circles, and either of us would be happy to help anybody that wants to develop that mediumship, psychic gift, etc. So, yeah.
We quickly, finally, if I may, it's important that we let go of what we're carrying, mentally and emotionally, because they're the blocks. There's nothing else blocking us from communicating with Spirit and being open. We have a tendency to tighten up and be stressed and tense. And as soon as we do that, Spirit can't get close. What we've got to do is, in respectful circumstances and conditions and environments, like Jordon said, in a spiritual group, we've got to let go of our tensions, if you like, and our thoughts, and open up and expand. And literally from that point, what we're doing is inviting Spirit in. And the more we wish to work with them, the more we've got to invite spirit in. People do have a tendency to sit there and wait for spirit to come to them. And okay, you can get away with it sometimes. There's a golden rule regarding working with spirit is meet them halfway, make the effort, energetically prepare yourself before you're going to work with mediumship. Do meditation, build your energy up, top your tank up, so to speak, and then step into that space and your light shining and invite them in. And the closer you invite them in, the more accurate the information is, what they can pass through you as a channel or vessel, so to speak. But it's that one, it's that subject. Spend how many hours on this one?
Yeah, it's one of those. And great questions tonight. Obviously, we could sit and obviously probably do like an hour on them each, because of the different variables that come in during a question as well, and the different context that obviously within the question as well. So thank you very much for your questions so far. Good evening, Lisa Bennett. Okay, so do you have your favorite material to use in either for meditation or cleansing, like books or apps? I'm using the manifestation journal at the moment. Cleansing wise, I'm more shamanistic. So I learnt a technique with one of the courses that I went on, and I share that in one of my courses as well with people, and I've had some fantastic results, rather than just people just like staging a room to cleanse the energy and all that. And I appreciate that some people don't like the smell of it, but there's obviously Palo Santo and different things like that available. But everything that you do is intent. So, as long as you have the right intent, do you really need obviously those items? I think that's personal choice personally. I do use some apps, to be honest. I have like an affirmation app, and it's set to give me regular kind of notifications throughout the day. So I just take a moment, pause, and obviously read them out several times to myself. Books, obviously, I mean, I don't know whether you can see, but loads of them behind me. I literally go through them and further my kind of knowledge and different opinions from across the spiritual world, so to speak. Manifestation wise, I think that's a great idea that you use a manifestation journal, but at the same time, with manifestation, I believe that you need to be in a certain frequency and vibration in order to bring in, let's say, the larger things. Because I do a manifestation course, and I've done it, and I've put together a course that obviously I now teach, and it's over 3 weeks, and we move that mindset and the vibration of that. So there's lots of meditations and things like that, and you can manifest something quite quickly if it's small, but obviously the more complex or the bigger the item is, yeah, vibrationally you need to be doing that work as well. It's the manifestation journal, I love it, but I would open that up and say, are you doing the other work that you need to do to manifest the life, let's say, in a general sense, of what you want in life? Okay, and hopefully that helps. Colin?
Yeah, a really good answer, I think you've just given there, Jordan, especially intention. I've got to say, I tried manifestation on one occasion before I got here, and it was supposed to be a certain body of a certain nature. And when I landed and looked at this, I thought, what a mess I made. So that's probably my one and only attempt at manifestation. So I'm not trying it anymore. Oh, anyway.
Oh, I love that answer. But yeah, I mean, manifestation is massive at the moment. I totally understand why you're going down this route. I would just say to you, okay, and I don't know what you've read about manifestation and what have you, and it depends on what kind of camp you sit in, because there's a lot of stuff going on in relation to going back to the Egypt and bringing in that kind of Egyptian form of manifestation and how they used to do it. but then there's also the shamanistic and the druids and all that. So choose the one that resonates with you, really do your homework, but I would say to you 100%, I fully commit to it, but start with the small goals, okay? During the 3-week course that I do, I say to them, right, okay, what would you like to bring in within 3 weeks, okay? So by the end of the course, they've manifested something. Then I say to them, right, okay, in 3 months, what would you like to bring in? And make a note of it now, right on day one. Same at 6 months, same at 12 months. Last one that I did was in December, and I've already had several pupils come back to me, or students, whichever way you want to put that, that have come back to me and went, oh my goodness, I can't believe this has come in. And I'm just like, well, that shows that you put the intent in, you've done the work, so meditation-wise, vibrational, etc., and then you've literally wrote it down, and as you write something, you're automatically putting more intention into it. And I would say to you to revisit it as well and remind yourself of it so that it's on your mind, it's in your energetic field, so that you can send it out constantly, I would say at least once a week, to the universal energies, and allow that to come into you. Okay, and hopefully that answers your question.
Just on another note, if I may, Jordan. Just so favorite material, meditation and cleansing. I've got to say, Lisa, personally, I don't use anything. I believe in the light of awareness gives us the clarity in conjunction in relation to those beautiful spiritual guides from the light of spirit. They will guide us at every point and every step of the way. Jordon is completely 100% correct as far as I'm concerned. When there's a manifestation aspect going on, our intention has got to be as pure as it possibly can. So this isn't just to you, Lisa, this is kind of sharing this with others as well. And how can we make our intentions pure? Through meditation. The deeper we can meditate, the purer that light is, and therefore the purer our intention is. So really what we're trying to do is, and this is the ultimate for me, if we really wish to manifest anything positively, it would be manifesting peace in the world and manifesting an energy of light to stop this suffering, what's going on, so we can finally get into that new world, what we've all dreamt of and keep dreaming of. That for me is the most purest manifestation any of us could do, to be honest. So just wanted to share that bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Colin. So guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Okay, so just sit back, enjoy this advert break while we grab a toilet break, etc., and we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. See you at the other side of this. Thank you very much, and stay with us.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at sptv UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Join us tonight at 8 p.m. UK time as we welcome Paul Bannister for a captivating live interview and talk show, Spiritual Talk. Tune in for insightful discussions with special guests and live readings that promise to inspire and enlighten.
Starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow, join Laura and Helen for a morning dedicated to upliftment, spiritual guidance, holistic wellness, and readings.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, join Clara for a night filled with mediumship teachings and readings, featuring special guests.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us first and foremost. Just a big shout out. We've got Ashley Oliver this evening at 8 o'clock hosting Paul Bannister's show with guest David Hale. Okay, and that's at 8 p.m. Okay, so hopefully a lot of viewers will be able to join us then as part of the SPT family and wider community. Right, so we're going to do some live readings in the last 10 minutes or so of tonight's episode. So if you do like, if you'd like a reading, please put it in chat. It'll be shared with us here in the studio, and at least myself and Colin will be drawn to at least one or two of you in the time that we have. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so hi Shaz Fairy. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah.
Claire Pound, okay. Yeah. Heidi Allen. Yeah.
Oh, can we just pause at Heidi, if that's okay?
Okay, so Heidi, Colin's going to connect with you.
Hi, Heidi. Good evening. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. It was your photograph. So I must have your mother in spirit with me, because you're looking the double as your mother. Okay, and on that photograph, I'm being informed you was wearing something on that specific photograph what belonged to your mother as well. Wouldn't even be surprised if it was a wedding ring or engagement, or what's the other ring what they wear? Eternity. Yeah, eternity ring. Okay, but she's talking about a birthday what's coming up now. I know there's not going to be a chance of feedback here, but she's talking about a feedback birthday coming up, possibly within the next week. Well, we know. Anyway, Thursday. I would say by next Thursday, if not next Thursday. So there's a birthday going on there. But this lady also wants to bring a lot of healing, because she's telling me there's a condition around at the moment, if that makes sense, Heidi. Okay, a physical condition where healing is really required around somebody on the earth plane. I hope this makes sense. Just please know that spirit of bringing that healing around that individual. Okay, and please keep going, because sometimes you feel like giving up, and she's saying, no, come on, we just need to keep going, and we'll clear the path for you. Okay, and it's just a short message. That's okay. Lots of luck.
Absolutely. So she just went and put in, it's not mum, but it'd be grandmum, ring of Nana's, yeah, birthday, her daughter's very early June, which is in the next couple of weeks. So lovely.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy.
Great shot reading that. Okay, so let's have some names and let's see who we're pulled to next then, please. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Richard. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah, Judith Somerville, okay. Yeah.
That's the one. I wanted to come to Judith.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Go for it. You've been pulled before me,
yeah.
So go for it.
Let's just spark a little bit. So what we got? Okay. Hi, Judith. Thank you for joining us. Now I'm very much aware that you do this, Judith. I feel like you've been. I'm going to use the word psychic. That's what's boosting me. You've been psychic for a long, long time, and I'm seeing you with tarot cards, all sorts. It's almost like you've gone through several. I say you don't need them no more. Okay. Now's the time for you to kind of raise your vibration, so to speak. But they're trying to find the right location for you to get in to do so. Okay, because I'm connecting with trance and channeling, and I want to say more channeling at the moment. Okay, everything about you at the moment, Judith, is spirit. All wrapped around spirit. It's like your whole life is wrapped around spirit. Okay. I've just been shown a memory. Now this is funny for me because it's an old lucky jam, and some people used to have a hare's foot, if that makes sense. What they used to carry about in the handbags many years ago, and somebody probably used that with bingo. You used to take it to bingo and say, right, I better take my lucky hare's foot because it might, I might be able to win tonight. Okay, so there's memories going back. But the main thing here, Judith, is all to do with your spiritual energy, what's going on around you. I know there's healing connected, so I know you do, or you have previously done hands-on healing, because I can see you doing it, to be honest. Now then, there's a touch of cosmic energy coming in, and that's all I can say. A touch of cosmic energy, and the laughing, because I want to leave that with you, okay? But those people who you wanted to wear this evening, I've got to say to you, if it's okay, they are present. They are. Oh, somebody. Okay, they are with you, Judith, where you are. Okay, there you go. Yeah, thank you so much, Judith. I think they're just going to keep them short and sweet.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just a short reading, maximum of 10 minutes, but obviously we're running out of time this evening. So yeah, short and sweet. So I think indeed. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Richard. Okay. So, yeah, I can't remember who I was drawn to. I need the pitch. Evening, Sarah. Nice to see you with your signature pink hair there. Evening, Teresa. Yeah. Okay. Can I just work with Tara a minute, please? Tara, would you understand an older gentleman stepping forward around you? And I want to say you would be aware of him coming in on your left side. Okay. I do feel it's like a father-ish energy, but I do want to jump to grandfather. And I'm being told that in relation to your own spiritual development, you feel that it's time to make quite a significant change. And he's quite positive about this. I'd say he's about 5'8" in height-ish, a little bit smaller than me, kind of salt and pepper on the sides from what he's kind of showing me here. And he's just saying, would you understand that in his time, nobody in the family believed in this sort of thing, but he's quite happy that not only yourself, but other members of the family are actually starting to open up into the spiritual realm, so to speak. And I am being told that you're asking for something specific, but can we just be a little bit patient with regards to this? I do want to say that this is tied somewhere to work, which is coming in. So I don't know whether there's a shift in work or there's a movement in work. I feel like almost like you're in a position, but it's not necessarily a promotion. It's more like a side shift from what I'm getting with the gentleman. I'm just getting a lot of love for this gentleman, even though I feel like you probably didn't. I feel that I'm going to say it this way. I feel like he passed when you were quite a bit younger, okay? But there's a lot of love here from this gentleman stepping forward, and you would understand that this gentleman's missus or wife is with him. And I'm getting what's that? Sorry, I'm just trying to work out what she's given me. She's given me like some sort of shawl or something because she's dropping it on my shoulders. And I feel at this moment in time, would you understand that you need a little bit more love and self-comfort because of something happening around you at the moment, okay? I'm being told just to kind of take yourself out of some situations, okay? And just do that self-love, have that self-reflection, in order to make the right decision going forward, okay? And thank you very much. Hopefully that resonates with you, okay? Okay, so thank you very much for the confirmation as well. Okay, so if we can have our next participant even, be great. Okay, lovely. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Richard.
Oh, yes, Sarah. I was just going to say, is it possible to get Sarah back? I can't believe you've just done that. Well, I've just almost been taken over. Now then, good evening, Sarah. Okay, first thing we've got to say is I'm going to focus on your photograph because it's helping spirit. Okay, so I've got a gentleman here in the world of spirit, and it's almost as if he's taking over me or wishes to take over me in trance, okay? Which won't take place, so no concerns there. But he's talking about trance with yourself, Sarah. Now, there's a lot going on with you spiritually, on many different levels, they're telling me, okay? And somebody just wants to step in. I wish I could see you live because it's almost like they want to step in and look at you. So it's almost as if they want to look at you, the light of your soul, and communicate with you. And what they're saying is, and you're very much aware of trance, they're telling me, and we're going to deepen it, they're saying, okay? But they're also saying, can you get somewhere where we can talk to you through trance? And this is family what want to come and talk to you. And it's almost like they're putting on me, they can sense, I'm sensing from spirit that this is one of your wishes. A specific person will come through, a trance medium talk to me. Okay, so that they're going to try and they're trying to make that happen, Sarah. Also, something else is I've been shown it looks like an Admiralty band wrist around the wrist. So somebody connected to the Navy, and there was an officer in the Navy. There just wasn't a deckhand. I want to use that symbolically, or they do. And Spirit is saying you're made up of many facets. At the moment, a big thing for you has been, and we obviously don't know each other, but a big thing has been mediumship. They're really inspiring you now to say to you, can you bring the teachings forward through workshops or seminars, or share your teachings, because you've got these multi-layered aspects and vibrations of knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So they're asking you to share, to convey spiritual teachings as well as your mediumship. Your mediumship won't stop, Sarah. And the last thing is I was made quite strongly aware of your spiritual guides, or one of them. And he was drawing my mind up. And this, again, is what's happening with you. It's almost you can feel spirit drawing your mind, elevating you up, almost getting ready to take you away somewhere. Okay, this is a specific guide. Okay, and I'm looking at him and he's going, don't tell her who I am. He knows. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that, if that's okay. Absolutely beautiful energy and beautiful work. And I want to say thank you for everything what you do for people, and the amount of people what you help is respectfully is more than you actually realize. Okay, thank you so much, and lots of love. Okay, I'm so pleased. Thank you, Richard, for bringing Sarah.
Sarah's a lovely medium. So yeah, I know Sarah. I've seen her work online a few times. So yeah, much love to you, Sarah. Keep up the good work, as we all do. So yeah, we've got some more names. We'll do one or two more before we finish. Thank you, Richard. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So. Okay. Can I stop on Lisa Big? Is it Biggs or Briggs? Sorry. Biggs. Okay. So the first, because obviously I saw your name earlier on, Lisa, and I was hoping that you'd be coming back. So yeah. I got a lovely lady. I don't want to say you look like her. You look similar to her, okay? There's not like an overwhelming similarity, sorry, like resonance with it. You have kind of like more the bottom half of her face from what I'm being shown. But she's saying to me, would you understand that she would be very proud of you in what you've recently accomplished, and also the fact that that's something that is coming in for you. I believe that from what I've just been shown, you have manifest this and set a lot of intention for something to come in. Okay, and I'm just being told there it's coming in a lot sooner than what you think. Okay, and I want to kind of say to you before the end of May. Okay, possibly the 1st of June though. That's just been dropped in, and this lady's just saying to me on certain occasions, just be mindful of all right, okay. Just be mindful of your presence around another individual. I do want to say that this individual's female, okay? And I just want to say, pick and choose your words, okay? I'm not going to open that up too much there, okay? But I'm just saying, I want to say, just be very aware of how you speak to a certain individual, because I feel that there's like a bit of gossip around you with this other person that's around you at the moment, okay? But I do want to say to you over and above that as well is, would you understand that this lady would have left quite a bit of jewellery with you? I'm getting multiple things like rings and chains and all sorts of stuff, or necklaces as you ladies call them, yeah? And she's just very proud the fact that she's very much still in your memory. But I'm also being told there would be a specific, I want to say it's like a locket. If it's not a locket, it's some sort of emblem or something that used to sit on this lady's chain. And I'm being told, when you have moments of discomfort, if you don't already wear this, I don't feel like you wear it all the time, but I feel you wear it sometimes, okay? I feel like you need to put this on and ask the lady to step forward, just to kind of comfort you, because she had that sort of worldly wisdom from what she's telling me. And at times you need that and you want that guidance from mum, even although she's passed on. But understand that she's always with you. But she's specifically saying to me, just wear that item of jewellery and ask her to come forward, and she'll give you the clarity and the guidance that you need. I do feel that that's to do with something specific around you at the moment, okay? And please take her love, because she's got a beautiful energy. Thank you very much for letting me work with you as well. Okay, so can we have a few more names, Richard? I think we'll do one more, because obviously Richard needs to get ready for the next. Oh. All right. Okay. I don't remember saying that. Okay, so evening, Tia Morgan, yeah, lovely. Debbie Ann, okay. Lisa Bennett, good evening, okay. Marion O'Brien, okay. And Julie Rampton, okay. Interesting, okay.
Lisa Bennett.
Yeah, Lisa Bennett. Okay.
That's okay.
Go for it, Paul.
Ah, wonderful. Quickly then, thank you. Hope I'm chosen this evening. We're all the chosen ones, Lisa. Everybody on the planet's the chosen one. Oh, lovely to see you. Right, now that I was quite strongly drawn to it, because I've got somebody in spirit. Okay, I've got two. Lady, one's the gentleman step forward quite strong, and the lady comes alongside him. They're not telling me they are. They just want, you know, they are though, because one of them's not long gone to the other side, unfortunately. But what they're saying is, you've got to walk your path, Lisa, because you are authentic. They're telling me she doesn't know she's authentic, but she is, and you're like a magnet. People draw to you for some reason. Okay, and that this is part of your path, because your light, merely by being present, heals those around you. Okay, so that healing aspect is within you. There's a grandfather calling out to you and tipping his hat to you. Okay, and the gentleman on this picture. Okay, I keep, because I wanted to communicate with both of you. So I've got a strong pull with this gentleman. Okay, very big presence with him on the picture. What's in front of us. Okay, but I'm not. They're not giving me anything specific about him apart from a presence. Okay, so let's have a look. You would also understand somebody what passed with a chest condition. Okay, we can say cancerous condition, because that's what it feels like, but it's around the chest area. And I want to say it didn't last long before they went to spirit. So it wasn't long drawn out suffering, if that makes sense. They're not telling me what side of the family this is on, though, Lisa. Right. Just quickly, can I say to you, there's yellow flowers around you, specifically one flower. Thank you for placing what you placed inside or on top of a coffin for somebody before the past, because it's almost like I'm reading words what you wrote down, either or you bought a specific card with specific. They showed me reading these words, and they want you to know that they're very much around you constantly. They come and go, okay. And just before the pullback, as they're receding slightly, they're laughing. They say, she knows she can do this, and I've got to leave that with you, Lisa. Okay. That's it. Thank you. That was a nice one.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Colin. And I hope you enjoyed your message there, Lisa. Lovely bit of guidance there. Sadly, guys, that does bring us to time, because obviously Richard needs to close us down and then get ready for the next show at 8 o'clock. But thank you very, very much to my guest this evening, the lovely Colin from Menorca Conscious Group. And thank you very much from myself and the team here at SPTV. Love, light, namaste to you. Have a great weekend wherever you are. Really step into your true power and notice the changes that are actually happening around you, okay? Because we're always being given guidance from the other side. So with that, I'll bid you farewell. Good night. God bless. And don't forget to join us in 2 weeks' time for this show and any other shows that you watch on SPTV.
Thank you, everybody.
So good night. God bless everybody. Namaste. Thank you very much. See you on the other side.